Alright, I got a good hot seat for ya. It's October! Hot Seat's back. I'm your host, Braden Slater. And the Big 12 and the Pac-12 is this month's topic. Let's jump right into the latest conference realignment news. And there's really nothing much this month except for Oregon State and Washington State have filed a complaint against the Pac-12. So they're taking legal actions against the head of the Pac-12. So they're taking over. Those two are taking over the conference. So as of right now, it's a conference of two leagues. So it's the Pac-2 and 2 weeks ago, we had Oregon State versus Washington State. Yeah, they played each other. Washington State ended up winning, so they are really the Pac-2 championships. They should have made a trophy for that game. But, that was kind of a hilarious game, and it was a fun and entertaining game as well. But the question is, are those two teams two schools are gonna rebuild the Pac-2? Or are they going to bring in, or are they going to join the Mountain West and make Mountain West a new Power 5 conference? But, Washington State is the Pac-2 championship. Congratulations, Washington State. You're now 1-0 in conference. Yeah, it's kind of funny to think that there's a conference inside of a conference. Is that weird? Yeah, well, in case you didn't know, they beat Oregon State, the other team that left out. But it's kind of funny that they're kind of left out of the rest, and they're finally complete. Anyway, moving on. Next up, NFL International Series is on ESPN Plus with the Toy Story spin-off-ish thing. It was early this morning, but I'm recording this episode before that game aired, and this picture was kind of the preview image of it. It looks fun to watch. I think they're kind of rivaling Nickelodeon's NFL type thing where they do the slime thing, but that is like with the camera. This is like an animated NFL game, almost like a video game, but it's real life. And I gotta say, even though it already happened, I'm actually looking forward to watching this game. Although the game was at 9:00 this morning, so I'm probably by the time I wake up, whatever, do church and all that, I'll probably be watching this game afterwards, after I wake up. Kind of, it's on ESPN Plus. I can rewatch it, and also it's on Disney Plus as well. So, you ready to watch that? Let me know what you think about that. I'm curious to see what people think about that game, because it looks fun to watch. And also, it's the Jaguars versus, I don't even remember who the other team is played, but I know it's not even gonna be that good of a game. I think they're bringing Toy Story into this and making an anime just to give people hype and watch this boring game that probably no one would watch if it's just a normal game and it's not international too. Oh yeah, and it's an international game too as well, being played in London. So they got that going for them. Alright, next up, Michigan State has officially fired Coach Mel Tucker, and he's filing legal actions against them because he has no idea why he's being fired despite his team is 2-2, which he believes it has nothing to do with their record, and he is kind of right. It has to do with his personality, his background, and what he does off the field. I'm not going to go too into it, but big news, and I am actually shocked that it hasn't happened already. Well, why is this happening in the middle of the season when it's been talked about this all off season? I mean, if you're going to fire someone and you're thinking about doing it in the off season, go ahead and do it there, not in the middle of the season. Now you don't have a head coach. They haven't even announced who the I can't even say it right now. The intermental head coach for the game this past weekend. So I have no idea who they played. Trying to remember who play. I think they played Iowa. So I don't even know who the head coach for that game is. But I have no idea. But they officially fired him, but at the time of this recording, he's still on staff. So I have no idea what Michigan State is doing right now. But yeah, that's going on. And I'll probably have more updates for you on Down and Distance on Tuesday. All right, here we go. The Pac-12, back to the Pac-12. It's falling apart. But they have, this past weekend, they had 6 ranked teams. Yeah, the Pac-12 has 6 ranked teams. They were undefeated the first 2 weeks. So they're non-conference. They went undefeated, and it took all the way up until, week 3 against, Oklahoma State and, some team, I forgot, I think it was the team, the SEC, had their first loss. So, yeah. Pac-12, really a dying conference, eh? But, the other conferences, no wonder why they... Well, here's the thing. Here's the reason why the Pac-12 fell apart so badly. The other conferences are they're falling apart. We'll grab them. They grabbed them so quickly. The Pac-12 managed that so badly. How did they... My question is, how did they not get a media deal? Well, they were getting media deals, but they were turning them all down. They wanted more money. Those schools were just accept something. We're fine with if it matches the other conferences. We're fine with it. But we're going to the other conferences that basically were giving what we wanted in the first place. Basically, I don't know. But, so the Pac-12 is actually... The Pac-12 might be the best... The Pac-12 doing better than the SEC this year. I know. They are doing better than the SEC. It's crazy. And the Pac-12 has been... The last Pac-12 team to make the playoff was Washington, 4 years ago. So, they might actually have a chance to get 2 schools in this year. No doubt that they will have 1 in. But looking at the AP rankings, they don't have any in the top 4 right now. But USC, Oregon, and Utah are all up there. And then we look at the Big 12. They only had 3 ranked teams at the time of this recording. Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. Well, it's very likely Kansas is out of the rankings with their loss to Texas yesterday. But if they did beat Texas, well, they are ranked. But Oklahoma and Texas are joining the SEC next year. So that means Kansas is the only ranked team in the Big 12. And very likely, with the loss to Texas, their Big 12 has 0 teams ranked. Possibly. So, the Big 12's got to get their act together. Now, they do have Utah. They're ranked coming in. But, they did have Colorado coming in, but they're likely not ranked anymore, or especially the rest of this season. Maybe they'll jump back in. But Arizona and Arizona State, those 2 aren't going to be ranked anytime soon. BYU, UCF, they might have a shot. I don't see Houston or Cincinnati being ranked in the next couple of years. Maybe they'll improve, but things aren't looking too great for the Pac-12 right now. And things are looking too good for the Big 12 right now. The Pac-12, on the other hand, if only you could take all those great schools that are doing so well right now out west. If only they were in their own conference. Sounds like a good idea. I just do not know how that's fallen apart. And some other big news that I broke on American Game Day yesterday. USFL and the XFL are merging into one league. I still don't know what. I mean, it could be what I'm hearing is the USFL, the National Football League, National Spring Football League. What I'm hearing. But, yeah, it's still in early stages of what the new name will be. But, I still have no idea who the leadership will be. But, what I'm hearing is, Dwayne Johnson and his wife might be leaving, or might have other people take over. So, it's quite possible that, USFL leadership might take over the whole league. And also, ESPN, ABC, Disney might be joining the broadcast. So it will have NBC, Fox, ESPN, ABC, and XFL networks. Yeah, that's quite a big deal for a league that changes every year. Wow, I mean, it's not that bad of a league. I'm really looking forward to it. The XFL didn't do that too bad. The USFL, I was okay. I mean, but I was more into the XFL mainly because I think they had better players, and I think they had a better network. I don't think Fox produced that very well. They're kind of just borrowing USFL's things or things. I think this is why they're trying to grab the XFL. Anyway, yeah, they got that going for them. All right, time for the main part of this show. What coaches are on the hot seat in college football this month? Got some good ones, yeah. So we already know Michigan State already fired their head coach, or they said officially, but still on staff, like I already mentioned. So yeah. We already know which coach is officially on the hot seat, but what other coaches are on the hot seat? Let's take a look. First up on the board is Mike Gundy. Yeah. Earlier in September, his team lost to South Alabama, and then this past week, he lost to Iowa State. Well, they had a bye week this week, so he has some time to reevaluate his team. But there have been some rumors that most of his players plan on quitting after the loss to Iowa State. I haven't seen anyone quit yet, but those are the rumors. Now, it's quite possible that Oklahoma State might have a tough time getting players ready for their next game next week, and getting 22 players on a roster. Now, here's the question. What is going on with Mike Gundy? He's been so successful at Oklahoma State and in the Big 12. Why is the reason why he's fallen apart this year? I don't think it has anything to do with him personally or like some things he said in the past. He thinks it's due to the NIL because he says most of the players this generation these days just want money. They want to be rich. They want to be paid to play. He says that's not the way things should be. He says that these players are just too greedy and just got sucked into the COVID things and blah, blah, blah and all that. And, I mean, I kind of believe in things, but also, he doesn't do the transport portal. He's definitely on the hot seat. I don't think there's anything wrong with Mike Gundy's coaching. He's got to get some players in. That's his reason. And Dave Ari, I'm not even going to pronounce his last name. I'm not going to say it right. But, yeah, Baylor's not looking too hot this year either. They look terrible. I don't know what's wrong with Baylor. Baylor and Oklahoma State, they're both falling apart in the Big 12. These two teams were in the Big 12 championship 2 years ago. Same coach. The same coach. They're using their same strategy. Well, I guess that's one problem. They're not using the transport portal and the NIL correctly. But I guess things have changed. And, yeah, he's on the hot seat, and Baylor's not looking too good right now, and things need to change for Baylor. I mean, Baylor's got to start winning games, or his job's on the line. Next coach up, David Shawn at Stanford. Yeah, Stanford really hasn't been much of a football school in the past 10 years-ish or so. And I think it's time for a change. I think it's time that David is on the hot seat this year, and if he doesn't start changing things around next year, I'm not saying he's going to be fired at the end of this year, quite possibly, but not likely. I gotta say, I'll give him one more year. I think he needs to make some major changes on his staff and get to the transport portal and do some good recruiting, because you're looking at the ACC next year, which you might have better shots at winning some games, but the ACC is tough, and yeah, Stanford's going to struggle next year. So yeah, Stanford head coach is on the hot seat this year. Next up, Clark Lee at Vanderbilt. Yep, I had a little hope for him. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to win the SEC, but I was expecting him to make some changes. Vanderbilt start playing better, being competitive in the SEC, be kind of like the new Kentucky and Arkansas, be competitive. But nope, that's not the case. I guess he just did one-ish year last year. I mean, they had a chance last year, and then they fell back down. This year, I really doubt that this is going to be their year to be competitive. But nope. They look even worse than last year. Clark, you're on the hot seat, and you got to make some major changes because, man, Vanderbilt looks flat out terrible. You guys are the Kansas of the SEC, no doubt about that. I really thought with Kansas on the line, I thought Kansas building back up, I really thought Vanderbilt could do the same. Nope, not going to happen. All right, my last topic into this month's episode. 12-team playoff on hold. Yes, you heard that. Yes, the CFP committee no longer planning on expanding the playoff from 4 to 12. Been rumored about it the last couple years, and they made it official over the summer, or over last summer, that it's coming. Start at the 2024 season, which is next season. And now we've had conference realignment the past couple years. They said they are fine with that. Due to conference realignment, the reason why they're moving it to 12 teams. Now, with the Pac-12 completely falling apart, we still have no idea what the Pac-12 is going to do. They might combine with the Mountain West and make it a new Power 5, which still makes us 5 Power 5s, which still makes it acceptable to do a 12-team. So, they're putting it on hold, the 12-team playoff on hold, until they wait to see what the Pac-12 does and what Oregon State and Washington State goes to. It's just a complete mess. After they officially said it's coming next year, and they hyped up everyone. All right, let's check out what's going around the network here on Busy Sports. Slateport podcast will be tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I got a good show planned for tomorrow, good topic. And then down in distance, it will be Tuesday, recapping what a crazy weekend it was yesterday. And then Hardwood Hoops is back on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Then I had Thursday and Friday off with another American Game Day. A big one. Red River Rivalry show. I got a big show planned for next Saturday at 10 a.m. And then, if you haven't already, check out our website for the latest news, scores, stats, etc. That's all going around the network here on Busy Sports. Thanks for watching Hot Seat. I'll guys see you next month, November 5th. Can't wait to see you guys then. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And, got a big week playing ahead of you this coming week.